And from what you said that there's this joke that you have the freedom to talk, but I can't guarantee your freedoms
After you have talked, yes.
How do you
Attributed to Amin.
Yeah, from your experience, how do you balance between, because you also want to and there's somebody who said that, you see, the reason why politicians lie is that sometimes before you get to implement the things that you want to do, you first have to get to power. So how do you make sure that as you speak your mind, as you speak it as it is or as it should be, you also have to balance and make sure that you don't rattle the powers that be, because you could easily have your term not renewed or suspended like we've seen in government. How do you advise in terms of being able to speak up, but also and remain understood, or not to be misunderstood as be in the opposition, as they like to say?
I'll tell you some things which I think are important. One, you must have courage, and courage means you don't do the good things, you do the right things. And what are the right things? The right things are those things which, if you had a chance to do them again tomorrow, you would still do those things. That's when you know you have the courage. But the second thing, of course, as you mature, you mellow, but you also learn to have emotional intelligence. So a good board member must have emotional intelligence. So where they had matters, had subjects, had topics which you have to deal with, sometimes you have to caucus with your chair and other board members, so that there is a buy-in. Okay, so you don't just go into the boardroom like an elephant in a china shop and start breaking all the ceramic. So you have to find a way to communicate your message, firmly but strongly. There are things you might believe in. So how do you communicate them? So I guess that is where then your emotional intelligence comes in, which is your self-awareness and awareness of others. Yes.
So by focusing, you mean first being no offside. You first align.
You explain why things should not be the way you think they are going. Okay, and you give your reasons. Yeah, but sometimes people will not accept what you're saying. Then if you really feel strongly, then you can bring it up in the board. Then you can also do what? You can also leave the board. Nobody forces you to be on a board. Unfortunately, I've not had a situation where I've had to leave a board like that. But I feel that it is better to support your chairman or your colleagues to do the right thing. I'll give you an example. We had this board, I will not name it, and one of the cultures we developed was travel, because travel was business class. So the board members loved traveling, and the EXCO also learned to love traveling.
Yeah.
So when the EXCO learned how to travel also, they also traveled in business class. Then the management also learned how to travel, to go for training, to go for all those things. But in essence, what was happening is we were pilfering the bottom line. Okay, and this is a problem I see a lot with multinationals, by the way, that there's so much travel, there's so much expenditure, which is not necessarily adding value to the shareholders. So what do you do in such a circumstance? If you tell your colleagues that, look, we need to manage this thing, you're going to create enemies. Because maybe that's how some of them survive. So what do you do? And that's where the issue of now emotional intelligence comes in. Saying, how do we strike a compromise on some of these things? So a lot of these things involve compromise. So Yes, you've had such situations. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Other times, look, being on boards is also some kind of old, now the girls are in, old boys and old girls network. So people will say, who do you want to be on the board? Oh, I know Chamo, why don't you put him on the board? But having been put on these boards, I think we still have a duty to ensure that we protect shareholder value, that we do the right thing, that we ought to do. Of course, now you also know that we have changes in the law. You have judicial responsibility. And if you don't fulfill your fiduciary responsibility, the University of Understanding is at the other side of the